everybody. My name is Aminata Kanbalde, and welcome to this edition of the Ignition Hour, where we bring to you great entrepreneurs in an effort of helping you be ignited by their journeys and experiences. This game changer that is the Ignition Hour is brought to you by Craving for Development in collaboration with the 50/50 Group and ACAX, University of Sierra Leone, and is powered by Mitchcom, that is an internet provider that makes sure that we have high-speed internet at the Ignition Hour series. That being said, I would like to invite all of us here present to project ourselves and imagine an Africa where the driving force of our youth will be courage, determination, and engagement. At the Ignition Hour, that's all what we are about. And we are just getting started, because we have realized that in the countries that we live in, we need great entrepreneurs and very engaged youth for the status quo to be challenged. So that being said, I would like to introduce the topic of this afternoon's edition, which is environmental sustainability, a sensible use of our resources. Sorry. So let me just restart that. Okay. So I would like to introduce the topic of this afternoon, which is environmental sustainability, a sustainable use of our resources. And it is all the more important for us to discuss environmental sustainability when every action that we do has a repercussion on the earth that we are living on. So as of today, we are very lucky to have in our midst two great entrepreneurs and two great activists in the field of environmental sustainability, namely Ms. Princess Abigail King, who is the founder and creative director of TNAP Green, and Mr. Abdul Salam Kamara, who is the founder and managing director of Waste Connect Sierra Leone Limited. Let's please give a round of applause to our great speakers this afternoon. So without any further delay, we would like to listen to the great biographies of our speakers, get inspired by what they are doing in life, and then come back to the discussions. Princess Abigail King is an award-winning innovator recognized for her excellent performance and valuable contribution towards national development, and an exceptional achievement in youth entrepreneurship. Abigail is the creative director of TNAP Green, an upcycling and repurposing company that is passionate about contributing towards the society by creatively reducing waste and creating sustainable livelihoods for youth. With her background in architecture, she aims at using specific types of waste, such as recyclable, green, constructional, and solid waste, to contribute towards building the environment. Abigail is a Limcock-Wing College of Technology student and trains youth based on the scope of the projects in hand. She currently has 5 in-house creative staff members. Abdul Salam Kamara has over 3 years of experience in small and medium-scale enterprise development, specifically focusing on renewable energy, waste management, and manufacturing. Presently, Abdul Salam is the CEO of a startup company called Waste Connect Company Limited that is into converting plastic waste into tiles for use as pavement and construction. The company employs 8 young people who recycle 100 kilograms of plastic waste per day. Abdul Salam is a Mandela Washington Fellow in the Business and Entrepreneurship track at Rutgers University, New Jersey, United States of America. Abdul Salam was once the president of African Youth Empowerment Network, AFRIEN, an organization that aims at unleashing the full potential of diligent youth, and an executive member of the Junior Chamber International. In 2013, he participated at the International Student Festival in Trondheim, Norway. He is currently a lecturer at the University of Sierra Leone, and at the same time doing his PhD with a research focus on entrepreneurship development and economic growth from financing small and medium-scale enterprises. Abdul Salam is driven by his commitment to youth empowerment and one day hopes to witness a rising middle class and an egalitarian society in Sierra Leone. Just listen to those amazing biographies, Abdul Salam and Princess Abigail King. So Abdul Salam, please would you walk us through what you guys do at Waste Connect Limited, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Madam Moderator, and nice to meet you guys. Good afternoon to you all. At Waste Connect, it's a startup company that we started early this year, and we currently have operations at Mile 14, Peninsula Road. So maybe anytime that one has a chance, you can check us there. We currently work with 8 young people that we recycle about 100 kg of plastic per day. You know, you will agree with me that the issue of plastic, waste, it's kind of like an eyesore to residents of Freetown. And it's seriously a challenge for not only the government but for the people as well. Because it's a problem that if care is not taken, it will lead to a serious environmental problem for us as a nation. Because you see that people tend to throw plastic, haphazardly, and they will tend to clog, block waterways. As a result, it will lead to flooding. So we have people that will help us collect this plastic from these drainages, and we tend to recycle them, because we believe that waste is wealth. So with that, you'll be able to find another use for plastic. So at Waste Connect, what we do basically with this plastic is to smelt them or melt them with sand. Currently we have put in 4 machines because currently we are using this traditional method of burning them, which is also an environmental concern. So what we are currently doing, because we have already secured fund from the United States African Development Fund of $25,000. So we have already put in 4 machines that will 100% automate our production process. So we smelt the plastic, then we mix it with sand, then from there we will put them in different molds to get the shapes. So basically that's what we do for now.
Thank you so much for that. That's great work. What about you, Antina Queen?
Hello everyone, thank you very much for the opportunity.
Louder for the
Tina Green is a company that was created from the passion to transform unwanted or discarded items into something that can become reusable. We do not melt, like he does, quite different from what he does. We do not melt because of the environmental implications, but we try to upgrade, for example, tires, we transform them into seats, we use papers, we use cardboards, for us there's no waste. Anything that cannot be reused, cannot be reduced, cannot be recycled, cannot be upcycled, shouldn't be created. So, because we believe that everything you can give life into anything and everything. So basically that's what we do. We are passionate about waste. We are passionately against waste in our environment. And we also look at how we can train youths to be able to get livelihood and be part of development, creative development in the nation.
So if I understand well, you take leftovers in the waste and you create furniture,
tree logs, tires, old furniture, whatever, clothes, whatever. And then we try to create items that are used for decor purpose or space design.
That's very nice, but also very inspirational for our younger generation, because The culture we have is a culture of throwing everything that we don't need, but not reusing it or recycling it as Waste Connect is doing. So now we know that our youth are supposedly, or let's say, are normally supposed to be involved in environmental change at local level, but also in bigger movements, they should be involved into environmental sustainability. So how are both of you working towards helping those youth attain those objectives of helping change happen in terms of environmental sustainability?
Okay, want me to go first? Yeah, the issue of being young people. Matter of fact, about 60% of the population is made up of young people. So we have an affair in these environmental issues, and there is time for us to take the lead when it comes to securing our environment. We all see what is happening around the world, you know, from the Amazon fire, all of those things. We know that climate change is real. Though, like, some people are still in denial, which we also respect. But bringing down home Sierra Leone, I believe we should not wait for governments. You know, government are doing their own stuff. So what is expected for us is to take up the responsibility to start looking at problems in our community and look for solutions. Because we strongly believe that government doesn't create jobs. The only thing, what is expected of government is to create the enabling environment. You know, so if government create that enabling environment, it will be easy for young people to step in and flourish in the private sector. So relating it to the environment, just look at your community, look at what is missing, look at what people are finding a serious challenge, then try to, you know, carve a niche through creativity and innovation. I believe with that you will have more young waste management businesses owned by young people. Then before you know it, in the next few years, will be a hub in terms of waste management in Africa.
Yeah. So about you know, enabling environment, which is the role of the government to provide. But most of the time, youth and even normal citizens always, let's say, blame the government for the waste that we see around us. While Princess just mentioned that waste is wealth. But then our youth fail to see that and fail to see the opportunity that lays in the waste that is around in their neighborhoods and around their environment.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like, let me just give this instance. Maybe if you drink a sachet of water, you know, it is expected as a citizen to throw it properly in the dustbin. But it's common, more or less like a norm in Sierra Leone, that people will not, even a sachet, people will not throw it properly in the dustbin. They will just throw it in the street, expecting the uneducated person to come and pick it. So the question now is, what's your education? What is it about? Because if you as an educated person, you claim to be an educated person, then after using a sachet of water, you just throw it in the street. Then you expect the uneducated person to come and pick it up, dispose it properly. So it's expected that we should not just say, let us wait for government to do or set some of these things. We can just try in our own little way to do the right thing. I believe with that, it will be something that will take all over nationally, then we will see the effect of it.
So yeah, the nationally led movement that young people can have. What is Tina doing or yourself doing to help that be a reality?
I've been opportunity to work with a few youth, and one thing I always tell them is, in building your nation, it starts with the creativity of its people. You don't have to wait for the government. It's the government, it's organization, and it's the people. It's our responsibility, our civic responsibility, to create the future that we want to see, to create the environment that will be conducive, not just for us now, but in the future. So I try to let them see let them bring out the creativity that's in them, and see that it can earn you money, at the same time it turns out to be something that you yourself will be pleased to be associated with. Like, for example, just taking a look at that, it's paddlers, right? And let's say they were all cracked and thrown away. But someone decided, okay, I'll take them and make a screen out of it. It's looking beautiful, but it could be waste. So it's basically what you can do as a citizen, as someone who cares about the future, as someone who wants to earn, make some living, and then, yeah, to create an environment that you'll be pleased with.
Great. Abdul Salam, I'll jump on something that you also mentioned, and it's the denial of global warming. And I'm just wondering, like, how can somebody deny global warming? When you mentioned what's happening with the Amazon rainforest that's burning for more than 3 to 4 months, the rise of the sea level and Greenland melting, we even have seen that July 2019 has been the hottest months ever on Earth, and then still some people are denying global warming. How can you explain that?
There is the fact that climate change is a reality, except maybe for personal reasons or maybe one wants to score a political goal. But it is a reality because we are seeing how the sea level is going down, how the Greenland is melting, how the fire is taking place in the mountain or Amazon and other places. So the evidence is there, it's clear. So it's no infringement of the imagination, it is a reality. So I believe we should act now. It's a matter of, okay, this is a problem, can we provide solutions? And if we can provide solutions, how can we go about it? I believe Sierra Leone has a role to play because if at all climate change takes all over, we tend to suffer the more because of our current situation as among the poorest countries in the world. So it's not a matter of except something happens before we act. It is a matter of we preventing, we putting structures in place. As a result, if things like that happen, then we'll be in a better position to take action.
What do you have to add?
It's logical because Africa we're growing, and the more we grow, the more waste, right? It's, for example, plastic. When you throw, it's made from chemicals, and then when it melts, some of them get rotten, some don't, and those that do not get rotten, they generate gas, which can be explosive. So it might be, logically, it might be that with the Amazon issue, that it's probably from the waste, and there's this, like I said, the explosive gas, and then the change of climate, the sun, it's very hot. It's easy to ignite a flame. So it's very paramount that we consider the way we dispose or the way we reuse our waste, but it's an issue.
Indeed, and also to make it, let's say, to make it real, where we are living, which is Sierra Leone, we know that ecotourism is so important for us. But we see that we are cutting the rainforest for the sake of quality timber. And we do know that we need to redirect our priorities for this rainforest or for the ecotourism to continue being an asset for our economy. So how can we sensitize that population and get them ready for a shift of mindsets when it comes to use of timber, transforming it into charcoal, or even any other harmful activities that we have as Sierra Leoneans, and that can be a danger for our ecotourism?
I think to handle that, the government, not just the government, but there should be regulations and rules for the rights of timber, which some other countries don't have. And we should also try to create campaigns, train youths, educate people on, like we're doing now, on what can be done with our environment. The cutting down of trees affects the beautiful landscape. Like, Sierra Leone is naturally beautiful. Yeah, because someone told me a lot of things about Sierra Leone, and then said, at the end of the day, said, but one thing I like about Sierra Leone is that from the sea, the moment you look above, it's beautiful. But what happens when we cut down all the trees because we want to get charcoal or we want to build our houses? It's not good for the tourism of the country. So yeah, so there should be rules, and we should also, there should be like a strong campaign that's going around and educating people on the need to preserve our natural resources.
Yeah. I like the fact that you mentioned creativity, because I have to remind us that these two were the first ever speakers on the Ignition Hour platform. So whatever the Ignition Hour has become, it's also their fingertips on it. So you remember Siradi, who was so creative so as to use coconut husk to make charcoal, and then to mitigate the use of timber, and to help that rainforest and the ecotourism to continue. So how do you think we can stop the danger that we are perpetuating towards the environment?
Thank you for that question. Honestly, it's unfortunate that government has suspended the ban on timber exports. You know, I don't mean that we have other source of generating revenue. It would have been awesome. But of course, we all know the way these guys are kind of using this timber, you know, without afforestation. It's a serious concern for us, and we should try as hard as possible, as people, if possible, to campaign on the issue of planting more trees. Maybe some of us here can just volunteer, say, you know what, in my community or maybe in my village, my district, let me just gather some folks and let's plant more trees. You know, it has a ripple effect on the environment, because now government has looked at the ban on timber export. So you see that there will be sporadic intriguing in the issue of timber exportation. You know, if you go to Chubei, you know, you see the Chinese folks, they are there, you know. So I believe, and this issue of ecotourism that you are talking about, because, you know, in economics we have what we call the blue economy, and Sierra Leone being close to the Atlantic Ocean, it will be very nice for us if we take advantage of the blue economy. That is the wealth that is in water, you know. But here you will find out that 98% of life below water is as a result of plastic waste. If you go close to the beach, the shores or whatsoever, you see plastic cans, whatever. You know, and there was a time like this I was viewing CNN, and you see a whale. You know, the death of that whale was as a result of a lot of plastic that it consumed. You know, so I believe a lot of the marine death that these animals are as a result of man's activity, man's throwing plastics. You know, so it would be nice if we dispose our waste properly. Then also having an alternative towards these timber exports, and we should also plant more trees, so that at least even if we don't have that immediate alternative towards timber export, but let us replace our trees. You know, we cannot just be cutting our trees, but let us have a mechanism of replacing these trees. And I believe after this program, I will even work with some of my students, if it is possible, for us to just locate some areas and plant more trees. I believe with that, we'll be able to solve some of these problems.
So I was even told that in Sierra Leone, like years ago, there was a culture of planting trees for every event that happens. When a child is born, they plant a tree. When somebody dies, they plant a tree. And then when the tree grows, it will be a testimony of this person that was born, or a remembrance of somebody who was gone. And you know, there are certain things, there are certain good things that once they are already deeply rooted in our culture, we should not let go of them. Because as you said, Sierra Leoneans don't need anybody else to come and tell them how beautiful the land is. But they need to be aware of it and be able to perpetrate the good actions that will help, let's say, that will help make that culture sustainable. Also, you mentioned the plastic. I have shared with you the experience I always have whenever I'm leaving Lungi to Freetown. Always the engine has to stop because plastic is around the engine, and those people have to go down, remove it, and then we continue. It's super scary, but scary not for your own life, but also for the imagination of how much plastic is in that sea for it to stop the engine. So we really need to have a wake-up call, and this is wake-up call enough. So we need to pay attention in our communities, in our neighborhoods, and raise awareness about the importance of us taking care of our environment, but also stopping endangering the species and the ecotourism that we have. So without any further delay, I would like us to take a small break and visit the stand that we have here today.
Alright, today during the Ignition Hour event, we have two vendors, and we have JSK Designs, and we're going to talk to Mr. John Koma, and he's the owner of this brand. And later we'll talk to this lovely young woman here and to know more about their businesses. So as you can see, there are Ankara materials and bags, books, purses, but he will talk more about his own business.
Alright, hello. How would you do? You do fine? That's good. So this is JSK Designs. Basically, they're into artworks as we see. They do Ankara. Very nice one. I believe if you pay in a session like this, you will be proud for using a book like this, right? So they're very reasonable. And as well as they do handbeads. Yep, and some side parts. I don't see if you get this lovely side part for any activity, you will appreciate them, right? And yeah. And they do a very nice backpack as well, and they get compartments inside for your computer and some segments for ID card and some other stuff. And it's really strong and adjustable strap. Then as well are they into training, because now that I do believe in for empower young people then. So I get a session where they go on right now at the Grafton Vocational Center where I train 15 youth then for learn this skill, and in the end they need to do something on their own.
Thank you very much, Mr. Koma. And that's his business, JSK Designs. And later on, we'll reach the other vendor doing our second plate. So we'll get back to the conversation. Please relax, enjoy yourselves, and learn some more. Thank you.
Thank you, Regina, for this break. So back to us here in this great conversation that I'm really very passionate about. So I hear so much nowadays about green technology. And I'm really curious about what it means, what's the definition of green technology, and how important it is for the environment.
The green technology it's the use of sustainable, reusable devices to create sustainable environment. Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just what you said, the use of technology that is environmentally friendly, without the use of fossil fuel.
Yeah.
For example, we are talking about renewable energy, that's green technology. Then we are talking about this recycling of plastic waste into type. All of those, they are fall under green technology. I think now the world is moving towards that, because now we are talking about vehicles that are not using fuel, driverless car, talking about roads that are being built or using solar. So you will see that to a large extent now, though at a slow pace, but the world is appreciating renewable energy, green technology. And believe me, Sierra Leone also, we are making strides on it now. Because we have, I don't know how many of us know about lifestyle innovation. We have some startup companies that are focusing on renewable energy. So I believe with that, it's just a matter of time to embrace green technology.
SDGs. SDGs are geared towards using the green technology in creating communities that are sustainable.
Yeah, and also we live in an environment that just encourages that, because we have the sun, we have the wind, and all those are
the ocean, hydro, the hydro, the ocean.
The ocean and all. So yeah, as you said, maybe